Pinstripe Press. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is going to be a little bit different. But yeah, it's going to be our first episode where we got our face cams. I am Michael, if you do not know. To my left is Ryan. So yeah, Yankees were in the middle of spring training. Just picked up a dub today against the Phillies. Yeah, how we doing, Ryan?
I'm doing great. It's a big day for Pinstripe Press. We're moving up. But yeah, like Mike said, I'm Ryan. If you guys have been listening to the podcast on Spotify, we're just two guys talking about baseball, talking about the Yankees. And like he said, will be the first episode on YouTube. And be sure to check out our Spotify. It will be in the link in the description. But yeah, man, I'm excited. The Yankees are heading up and down spring so far, but I'm just getting ready for the season. I just can't wait.
I know, man. Ready for it. But yeah, we're just trying this out right now. So obviously, if there's anything that you guys would like to leave in the comments, that would be great. Yeah, let's get into it. First off, I think we'll start with just some league moves. What we do usually, we got Brayan Bello, Red Sox. He's returning. He's extended in Boston, so he'll be around for a while. We'll be seeing him. Got Ryan Stanek to the Mariners, Joey Votto to the Blue Jays. Dylan Cease was traded to the Padres. That was a big one that's happened since our last episode. Got Adam Duvall to the Braves, Michael A. Taylor to the Pirates, Domingo Germán to the Pirates, and J.D. Davis to the A's. So obviously the big one here is Dylan Cease being traded to the Padres. Obviously, the news came out that we did make an offer to the White Sox for him after the news with Garrett Cole. So, he ends up going to the Padres instead.
Yeah, that's I was curious to see where Cease might go. Like you said, definitely a name the Yankees were interested in. It's unfortunate he did go to the Padres, not the Yankees, but I've been seeing a lot, like, teams are asking for kind of those high prospects like Spencer Jones, and the Yankees just aren't willing to budge, which, makes sense. And, we'll get into it in a little bit, but obviously Garrett Cole, with his injury, he is out 1 to 2 months, but, it's not the whole season. So I can't imagine the Yankees will make some short decision on trading away a guy just to have for a little bit. And, who knows how he can perform for us. We obviously have not a great resume in the past with some of these free agent guys and trading for pitchers.
Yeah, that full trade was Padres get Dylan Cease. The White Sox received Drew Thorpe, who obviously we traded to the Padres. In the Soto deal, he's in MLB Pipeline's top 100. And they also, the Padres also traded away Samuel Zavala, Jairo Iriarte, and Steven Wilson, a few younger guys in the Padres system. Now going to Chicago. I think out of this 3-team mix here, I think you still got to consider the Yankees one of the winners, especially if we get Soto to return for next year. There's not too much that you won't give up to get Juan Soto for a long period of time. So hopefully we can re-sign him. But yeah, like you were saying, for a guy like Cease, I don't think we were willing to give up Spencer Jones, which I think good for us. He's looked insane this spring. So yeah, I think he could be something special. And yeah, for the pitching, there's still got to be some work done, I think. But I don't think Cease was necessarily the only option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't know. It's always tough. Like I feel like the market, I guess in any sports league, it's like I don't know, it's getting higher and higher. Like the prices, asking prices are increasing, and I don't know. It's like I guess like I feel like values changing for some of these guys. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's just tough. I don't know because I don't know. It's like I feel like expectations change so much. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of risk, but I mean, again, I guess there's a lot of risk for trades, but I feel like signing guys. I mean, like Yankees have the money, so I mean, it's not like they can't afford some of these players. But I don't know. I mean, I guess they know more than us, and they might know information that we don't know. So I'd hope that they're doing a good job in, making the right decisions.
Yeah, I mean, as we're speaking, still Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery on the market. Um, Jordan Montgomery's, I mean, pretty sure it's very unlikely that he's going to return. I'm pretty sure he expressed no interest in returning. And then Blake Snell, we still have no idea because the news came up that he was in talks with the Astros, but now it's like the Astros think his asking price is still too much. So there's no really knowing where Snell's going to go still. Um, I don't know. Maybe he's still an option for the rotation. Um, Meantime, I think I saw something that the Yankees were keeping an eye on Michael Lorenzen, who has can be a starter towards the back end. Um, but for now, I mean, we've got 4 guys that we know will be in the rotation. I guess guys that we can mostly trust. Um, but yeah, that's yeah, we got the news. Nestor Cortez will be starting opening day, so that's I don't know, not I don't think something that everyone wanted to hear, but I mean, he's just one of the guys that I think that we have some trust in.
Yeah, because I guess with Cole going down, that was kind of like the big question. Who was Boone gonna turn to? I know Rodon was talked about. Um, his name was up there. Someone even mentioned like a bullpen game. Imagine
Imagine a bull. Oh my god,
for opening day, like Tommy Kahnle
please.
starts. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense for Nestor to get the nod. I think he's one of the guys who we need to have come back and play well, especially with this rotation and how it looks. If he can pitch well, then this rotation will go extremely far. I don't know. I want him to go back to the All-Star caliber pitcher he is. I mean, he didn't pitch terrible last year. I mean, until he got injured, but like his ERA was kind of up last year. Not too bad, but not what you would like. So I think if he can just come back and pitch well, obviously he's been dealing with some injuries, but I mean, what better way to start off than opening day versus the Astros too? But I mean, we got the bats behind him. Like, there's no excuses now. You got Juan Soto, you got depth with Alex Verdugo. Judge is back healthy. Stanton slimmed down. I mean, hopefully he can be productive. If not, Stanton's gonna be a name to talk about um, again. But I do like the Nestor getting the start for opening day, and I feel like people forget. He is an X factor. He has that caliber to be that guy. So just hopefully he shows up this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think yeah, it makes sense giving him the opening day. Out of the guys, he's kind of been with us the longest. Obviously, Stroman we just picked up. Rodon was the year previous, and Schmidt's still young. So we've had Cortez for a while. He's kind of been he's found his spot in the rotation on the team. I think you can trust him to get you good, good 5 innings at least on opening day. You'd hope. So, yeah, I mean, we want him to be that reliable guy this season, bouncing back from an injury riddled 2023. Because, I think behind Cole, there's those guys just got to play their role. I mean, it's not like Rodon and Stroman and Cortez got to go out there and try to be, all try to be the ace. But, obviously with Cole out now, they're going to have to take on a little bit bigger responsibility, each three of them. And yeah, but I think spreading out, some of that responsibility over the three of them, it just puts less pressure on each of them. I think we just want each of them to be consistent. They don't got to be lights out all the time. But, I mean, we just can't have another year of Rodon giving up 6 runs in the first inning and everyone being injured again. So we just hope there's more consistency this year. Yeah, I think, Ness will be fine as long as he's healthy.
Yep. Yeah, you bring up a good point. As long as everyone just plays their roles, then we'll be fine. We're not asking them to go play hero ball. And I feel like that's the problem you see a lot in sports these days is, some of these guys want to be the hero. And, that's just not their role. And, it ends up hurting the team than helping. So if these guys just, I don't know, just do their job, play their part, they'll be fine.
Yeah. So, yeah, Garrett Cole officially going to be out opening day. The doctor out in Los Angeles, I think, confirmed that it wasn't a tear and that he'll be out probably 1 to 2 months. I think something else also said 10 to 12 weeks. So that pretty much puts us in June, maybe July for his return, which I think we can live with that as long as we've got him back down the stretch. Yeah, I think that's the most important part of having Garrett Cole. Still no Aaron Judge back in the spring training lineups. It's a little concerning because I think they expected him to be back like over the weekend, back in the lineup over the weekend. But I still don't think I still think he's in line to be back for opening day. But yeah, still no, still not in the starting lineup. And now some recent news of foot bruise for DJ LeMahieu. His status for opening day is up in the air. So yeah, I mean, a few of these injuries already. You got to expect some injuries, but it's obviously not what you want to see.
Yeah, I still don't understand like what's going on with Judge, and I don't know. I feel like the Yankees they always like to just like keep these injuries quiet, which isn't a bad thing, but like it just like seems like everyone's like unaware when the news comes out. And I feel like we saw that last year, especially with the Rizzo. Like, do you remember the report that came? What it was like? Was it like August or September when it was like, yeah, they think Rizzo had a concussion or something back in June when he got injured. It's like I don't know, like everything's a secret there, but I don't know. Judge, yeah, I think he will play opening day. I don't know. I mean, it is spring training. I mean, he's earned his role, so I mean, he doesn't really need to play. Really, it's just reps you'd like to get. But I don't know. I think he'll be fine. But yeah, I mean, with DJ, hopefully there aren't any other injuries that get sparked up because I feel like LeMahieu is one of the guys who we are having somewhat high expectations on to perform. And I don't know. I think he should be back to the caliber of the player he is. I mean, I'd imagine he probably takes on that leadoff role when that lineup does come out. But, so hopefully he can be ready for opening day. If not, I mean, we do got some of those prospects. I did see Everson Pereira, he got sent down to AAA.
Yeah.
But obviously, I mean, Peraz is injured too, which we talked about last episode. But, I mean, Cabrera seems like he's going to be that utility guy. Obviously, he can play outfield, infield, so he'll be there to fill in. And, he's young, so that's also a good thing. Again, it's a good problem to have is depth. Some of these guys won't have to play all the time. And I think with adding Soto, too, just helps because you look at last year, and if Judge went down or someone's having a rest day, I mean, how many times did we struggle with, calling up guys? Who are we going to call up? Who's going to take a spot? Where it's like, Soto gets a rest day while there's Judge. Vice versa. Judge gets a rest day, there's Soto. And we do have Grisham on the bench, too. And then, obviously we got those two catchers who probably both can at least I feel like Wells, though, he can play some DH, too. His bat's coming alive in spring training. There's just a lot of options.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably going to be a couple. Especially if DJ or someone else is out opening day, there's going to be like a name on there that we might not expect because Peraza was expected to be on the bench. He might not be there. Well, he won't be there on the opening day roster, so we don't know exactly who's everyone's going to be. But I mean, yeah, you've got your backup. So I think Cabrera today actually hit his first homer of spring training. So good news there. Another point from today's game, I believe it's like 5 1/3 or 5 2/3 scoreless, maybe even hitless from Carlos Rodon today. So, I mean, that's a really good sign. Pretty sure he's going to be the starter for game 2 of the Astros series, and then probably be Marcus Stroman after that.
Yeah, he's had a I don't know. He hasn't even had a bad spring training. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like he just gets a lot of hate. Or at least he's put on like a microscope now, because there is that high expectation he has because obviously he got paid a lot. But yeah, that's just a great sign to see. Like you said, no hit through 5, and then it's kind of cool that you see Joe Torre.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Went to the
Joe Torre coming to take Rodon out of the game. Yeah. Good to see him back. Yeah, I know he's been with the team, but I don't know. Something bring back some memories. Although most of our lives we grew up with our lives at least we grew up with Girardi, but I mean still Joe Torre is legendary. You still have memories of him. But yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah, I always find it cool when they bring back those guys, like have them part of the organization. Like I know what's his name, like Swisher. He's always around. I mean, he might be like on the staff now for something for the minor leagues, but yeah,
pretty sure Pettit.
Yeah,
Pettit's on the staff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's always cool to see them retain these guys and have them help out some of these. Obviously the team now. What's it called? Yankees pretty soon. They start that Mexico series?
Yeah, that's I think a week or so from now. I think there was like a few of our starters will be playing that. I don't know too much about that, to be honest, but it's just like a preseason exhibition type thing.
I think so. I think it's similar to the
Korea thing they're doing right now.
Yeah, Dodgers and Padres are playing there, so I think it's the Yankees versus that team in Mexico, and we were just talking about it. But yeah, I guess I saw Trevor Bauer. He must have signed some. He signed some short deal. He's only pitching 5 games for the team the Yankees are facing. So we will be facing Trevor Bauer, which should be very interesting to watch now.
Yeah. Yeah, I know he had that outing against, I think, the Dodgers minor leaguers, where he pitched well. I don't know, maybe he pitches well again. That would be the type of thing that happens. Like he just goes and like no hits us in an exhibition game, and then maybe he picks up a deal somewhere, but it doesn't look like anyone wants to pay him or pick him up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he said he'd be pretty cheap. I think he just wants to play. It's just I don't know. I mean, is he really gonna be? I mean, I guess how consistent will he be, and how will he perform? I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I actually just got a notification says that Aaron Boone said DJ has a significant bone bruise, so that's not ideal.
Yeah, he'll probably, just from listening to that, my guess would be he's out opening day. I mean, which is not what you want to hear because he's our leadoff. So
yeah,
got to look somewhere else for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, already not an ideal start because like what we've been talking about is that top four in the lineup. You got DJ followed by Soto, Judge in some order, and then Rizzo most likely. And you already got someone missing from that four, possibly two of them missing from that four, and then we're making up makeshift lineups like we did last year. Yeah, but I think it's just more important in the long run to keep them healthy, make sure they're fully healthy before they start playing, because I know that's been an issue in the past. Yeah, but yeah, I think spring training's still been going pretty well. I think the record was like 10-18 or 10-14 or 10-18 or something. But I mean, once again, not going to look too much into that. Yeah, I think things are going well. Seeing what we want to see. Rodon, Volpe playing well. Torres playing well. Soto still playing well, although he hasn't played as much recently.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just looking forward to opening day.
Yeah, it's just it sucks. Obviously, these injuries we're facing with now, not great timing, but at the same time, at least it is the start of the season, not July, August. The dog days of summer when we're getting ready to make that push. I mean, I'm trying to think. I don't really know too much about. Trying to think of like infield guys like in our system right now. Like if LeMahieu did have like an extensive injury, kind of where they would look. I don't know. I mean, would they look to sign a guy possibly, or pick up someone?
I don't know. I'm thinking, like, I don't know if this is even. I mean, there's Jeter Downs, but I don't think he's really ready. I mean, I don't know. I think he might even be starting in Double-A this year, so I don't know if he's even candidate to be MLB. I don't know. Jorbit Vivas, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. So we got a bunch of I feel like a bunch of shortstops or like a bunch of infielders in the system, but they're all like pretty young, not ready for the majors.
Yeah. I saw today. I think it was either today or yesterday. They announced the official, I guess, kind of like preseason, but MLB's official power rankings for the MLB this year. So I kind of wanted to go through some of these, and I guess I don't know, see, what we thought of who's where. But I guess we could also kind of say maybe we do something like the team's like ceiling and like floor
Yeah, I like that.
this year. All right, so coming in at number 30, Oakland Athletics, kind of predictable here.
Yeah, I mean, they're not making the playoffs. Let's be honest. Their team is not good. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Put them in 30th.
Yeah, I think they got. I mean, they got some young prospects, but I think that's the thing. Like, they don't really have anyone else. Whereas, like, you look at the Orioles, like they got a bunch of young prospects, but they also had some guys up already, like Cedric Mullins, Mountcastle, guys like that. Where I feel like the A's just, I don't know, they don't really have anyone but the prospects. I mean, they could be good. Like, I guess floor probably last place, like we said. Just not doing anything. Maybe ceiling. I don't know. I guess ideal would be they have some breakout players.
Yeah, I mean, Zach Geloff or Geloff, I don't know how you pronounce his
Yeah.
name, is good. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a couple standouts. Like last year was Brent Rooker. He'd probably be solid again, but the team is just not good, especially pitching.
Yeah.
I don't see them being better than a top or I don't see them being better than a bottom 10 team at the best.
29, Colorado Rockies. Pretty similar to kind of Oakland, but I mean they got some players too. I mean Nolan Jones, I know I've been seeing a lot. One of the guys that they hope can break out, but I mean obviously they have Chris Bryant, which I don't really know why he's still on that team. I mean obviously he's getting paid, but I feel like it's just a waste over there.
Yeah, Chris Bryant's one of the biggest, saddest fall offs we've seen in a while. Yeah, he's kind of just rotting away over there. The Rockies, though, I think, yeah, they're pretty much in a similar situation as Oakland. But it sucks because like it just never feels like they're competing. You wonder like what's the point of a franchise that's not willing to invest in competing for playoff spots. But yeah, the Rockies probably Nolan Jones plays well again, and they ship him off somewhere else for I don't know some younger guys. Rockies, I think their floor is bottom, dead last. Ceiling, I see them having a little bit more upside than the A's, but I still don't think they're a playoff team or even can be.
Yeah. They got, I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, they're just like a lot of these teams, man. They're just rock bottom. 28, Chicago White Sox. I mean, this is a team that's also fallen off. I mean, Oakland A's, I guess it's different for them, but I guess you look roster to roster, like, I mean, the A's had, just think about the guys some of the A's had. I mean, Marcus Semien, Matt Chapman, Matt Olson, Starling Marte. Like they had guys, and obviously they trade them away, and there's some financial issues. But I mean, the White Sox, I mean, Luis Robert, Eloy Jimenez, Moncada. They had Tim Anderson, which he's taking a dip. But I mean, Giolito, Cease. I mean, they had some guys. They were top of the AL for a little bit. In the past couple of years, and I mean now, they're coming in bottom 3. It's just, I don't know. It's just sad to see. It's just unfortunate, but I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much fully committed to the rebuild now, especially after dealing Cease. So yeah, I mean, I still think like their top end talent is still up there, so they probably have. I maybe agree with this ranking a little bit more, but their upside is a little bit better. Um, yeah, I mean, Luis Roberts, really good. So uh, Jimenez, if he's healthy, is really good too. Um, I don't know. Also in that division, you never know that they might be sneakily okay in that division. So I don't know. I think they could be a wild card team potentially, but maybe I'm being a little bit too generous.
No, yeah, I like it. I mean, they still, like you said, they still got those names. They still got some guys different than like the past two Rockies and A's. I mean, the White Sox still have those caliber players. So, I mean, you never know. Maybe they could go on a run here. At 27, the Washington Nationals. I mean, they have, I feel like they have some good upside. They got some good prospects at least. I forgot Joey Gallo's on that team now, and I think Jesse Winker. But I mean, obviously they got like C.J. Abrams. Um, what's the one guy? What's his name from LSU?
Oh, Dylan Cruz.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously he won't be up on the majors, but they got a good pipeline going. I mean, I don't know, they're still far away. They're in such a hard division too.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to mention that division. There's no way they're winning that division. Also, I mean, I don't know. I kind of like their team a little bit. It's still pitching is a big issue, maybe even bigger issue than last year for them. Um, but I think their lineup could be actually solid this year. I think that, I mean, they were even pretty decent last year. So um, maybe they keep building on that. They got a couple young guys that are hopefully going to prove themselves. Um, yeah, I don't mind the Nationals. I don't think they have playoff potential just yet. Um, but yeah, I think they could be decent.
Yeah. 26, the Los Angeles Angels. Post Otani here for the Angels. Trout still on the team. I don't know. This team's. I don't even know.
The fall off is kind of crazy. Like I was very high on them coming into 2023. Just on paper, their team looked insane. But now, considering how not so great they were last year and how much they've lost, um, I wouldn't even mind putting them even lower than this, to be honest with you. Um, I mean, you still got Mike Trout, obviously, who's going to win you a bunch of games. But your rotation is iffy at best, and your lineup is inconsistent and not healthy all the time. So, yeah, I mean, and they're also competing with the Astros and the Mariners in that division.
Not ideal for them. 25. I kind of like this team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think they also have, similar to the Nationals, they got that potential, but they still have, kind of like household names. What Brian Reynolds,
Brian Hayes.
yeah, Brian Hayes. Obviously McCutcheon's still there.
O'Neill Cruz.
Yeah, O'Neill Cruz too. If he can stay healthy, like that could be not a bad team. And obviously they got, Paul Skeens, the heavily anticipated pitching prospect, which he's looked really good in spring training. So I could imagine, we'll see him in a few years, at least in that organization too, if they need the help. But, I like them.
Yeah, I feel like we could even be seeing him this year. So
Yeah, that's what
yeah. So yeah, I agree with you. Pretty similar to the Nationals. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it.
They could be also a team that maybe sneaks in and grabs a wild card spot if the cards fall for them.
Yeah,
24 Kansas City Royals. I mean, obviously they got Bobby Witt. They just extended Salvador Perez, but I think Michael A. Taylor. He just got.
he went to the Pirates.
That's what I thought. So yeah, they got some guys, but I mean,
He
I don't
wasn't
know.
even on the Royals last year, Ryan. Come on,
Okay, that's
get that knowledge up,
what
Ryan.
year was he on? He was on the
I think 2022.
2022. Yeah.
It's on the Twins last year.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It was something with Minnesota, but I do remember he was on the Royals for a little bit. I don't know. I mean, the Royals are. I don't know. I mean, they're also in a division that they have a chance to definitely, make something out of it. But I don't know. I mean, they got some prospects too who definitely give them a chance to.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Michael Garcia. Believe he's going to be their third baseman. They also improved their rotation a lot in the offseason. So yeah, I like them to be a sneaky, maybe a sneaky division title possibly. But yeah, I think similarly to the White Sox, they're most likely going to be towards the bottom of the division, but there's that upside because of the division that they win it. So, but yeah, I do think they are better than the White Sox.
23, the Miami Marlins.
Jeez.
Obviously, they were in the
Playoff
playoffs.
team.
Yeah, playoffs last year. I think they hope that Jazz can stay healthy and play a full healthy season. I mean, they got potential. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the league's getting kind of more competitive. I mean, there's not too many teams really outside of like the A's and the Royals who are like just really bad. I mean, both those teams got good prospects. So like I feel like outside of like 30 and 29, like these mid-level lower tiers, like there's still teams who can definitely make some moves and surprise some people.
Yeah, I mean, Marlins have some interesting pieces. I think pitching is going to be a struggle. No Sandy this year. Obviously, I Luzardo, and then a couple other guys after that. I think Yuri Perez is dealing with an injury now. Yeah, so pitching is going to be an issue. Still got Luis Ariz. No more Jorge Soler, who gave him a lot of pop last year. Still got like Jazz, Chisholm, Sanchez, De La Cruz, a couple of those guys in the outfield. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's harsh to put them this low, but yeah, I don't think they're necessarily a playoff team.
Yeah, I agree. 22, the first AL East team, the Boston Red Sox. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. They've made some questionable moves. Obviously, they paid Giolito, and he's injured. And what was it called? They also paid. Who's the one guy they just paid the pitcher? Was it Bello?
Yeah, they just extended him. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like for the past years they've made some questionable decisions, and I mean I'm fine with that. Obviously we don't want the Red Sox to do good, But I don't know. They have some. They're always. I feel like they always are gonna give us trouble. I mean, obviously the rivalry, but I mean they still got Devers, who, we know him versus Cole. Lately, he's been owning him, but I don't know. I mean, I think this division is it's gonna be one of the best, but I don't know. Red Sox are always gonna just cause issues.
Yeah. I think that I mean this is the last division that we hadn't mentioned yet. So all the other divisions had a team before this lower than this. So yeah, I mean AL East is going to be good again. Yeah, I to be honest, I see our main competition being the Orioles, but you never know with the Rays and the Blue Jays. They'll probably be very solid as well. Once again, so yeah, but yeah, the Red Sox. I think clearly the lowest or like the worst team in the division, and they're sticking with like a few younger guys that'll probably be regulars in their lineup.
21, the Cleveland Guardians. It's another like borderline playoff team. Obviously, they didn't make it last year, but they still got a lot of good names on that team. I mean, their pitching. I think their pitching is the problem. I mean, they still got. I mean, Shane Bieber. I feel like every day he's either traded or he's not. So that's a name also that's on kind of like the market. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like they're like so close. Like it's.
I feel like there's always middle of the pack,
Yeah.
or like in their good years, they're like border like in the bottom of the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, their division's not that great, so I feel like that helps them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, they don't got a lot of names. Jose Ramirez, obviously. Bieber, as you mentioned. Clase out of the bullpen. That's about it. So the lineup was probably a little bit shaky, as well as the pitching. But yeah, like we said, with all the other AL Central teams, they could win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Coming in at number 20, the Detroit Tigers. This is a team that's, I don't know, slowly climbing up the ladder. Obviously, they've been really bad these past couple of years. But I mean, last year I feel like they were like quietly getting some wins string together. Obviously, they didn't make the playoffs, but their prospects have obviously they've had a good farm system, especially being bad for a few years. But they got some good name prospects. I mean, Javi Baez has been terrible though. I don't know if you've seen his spring training stats. He's been like 0.40, 0.045. Like that's crazy. He's you want to talk about fall off too? Like that guy's just
Both former Cubs from that World Series team, him and Bryant.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tigers, I think they're looking up. Yeah, few interesting pitching prospects. I just got Riley Green, who was pretty solid last year.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting names here. They've got another, like, I think they had a young guy that they extended this spring training or off season.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. He's like either an outfielder or like a third baseman, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think again, AL Central, they could win it. Probably just only going to be one team that makes it from that division. And I think they're probably the closest competitors to the Twins.
Yeah. Yeah, just looking, they're like 15-8 right now in spring training. So obviously they've got, I don't know, they definitely got a good farm system. But I mean, they got, some of the prospects, like I said, Riley Green. I mean, they also got some veterans here, like Gio Urshela, past Yankee, and then like Mark Hanna. I don't know. I mean, I think definitely their stocks kind of on the way up.
The
But
guy that I was looking for was Colt Keith,
oh
third
yeah.
baseman. Yeah.
Coming at number 19, the Milwaukee Brewers.
Jeez, man.
They're, I don't know what they're doing. I mean, they're kind of, I don't know, they've been dealt with injuries. I mean, Woodruff, now Williams, then obviously they lost Corbin Burns. So I don't know. I mean, their roster is going to be weird. But, I mean, what's his name? Yelich kind of picked it up last season.
Yeah.
It's good to see him be back to a player like he was when he won the MVP.
Yeah. And they got Jackson Churio, who's going to be probably he's going to be on their opening day roster. He could be exciting, be an X factor. Could lead them to the division, to be honest. Probably be another close division. Yeah, so I think their ceiling is playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah. 18, St. Louis Cardinals. This team, such a disappointing season last year. I mean, they had, the amount of guys they had on that team just did not play up to expectations at all. So, I mean, for them to come in at 18, I think they also could be definitely a playoff team. I mean, I feel like you got to expect, will it be worse than last year for them? Like, probably not. I mean, they still obviously have Arenado, obviously Goldschmidt. What's his name? I got guys like Brendan Dobson. Yeah, him too.
And they added some pitching.
Pitching, yeah.
Sonny Gray.
Yeah. Sonny Gray. What's his name?
Lance Lynn.
Yeah. They kind of attacked their pitching staff through a rotation at least this offseason. So, I mean, I'd expect them to be back in the running.
Another NL Central team will probably just be pretty close. I guess like the Cubs are probably the favorite out of that division.
Yeah, I think so. 17, San Francisco Giants. This team is kind of underrated a little bit. I mean, at least I think. I mean, they just have a struggle of trying to get superstars to come to San Francisco. I mean, obviously they signed Jung Ho Lee this year, and Matt Chapman recently. They got what's his name, Jordan Hicks, which he's a starter now. I saw there.
Starter.
He's like their third guy. Then they moved him to the rotation.
Wow.
Didn't they get another pitcher?
Robbie Ray in a trade.
Yeah.
Jorge Soler. I think they could be really solid. I mean, obviously a really tough division with the Dodgers, so they're not going to be winning the division. But I think this potential wild card team for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you also got Conforto. Wilmer Flores is really solid too. Taro Estrada, Lamont Wade, Patrick Bailey, who was good last year as a rookie catcher. Yeah, I think they have some potential for sure.
At 16, kind of surprising, kind of not. The New York Mets. They're on the, I don't know, they're on the edge of. I mean, maybe 16 is a good spot. I feel like it's a little high up. Like they shouldn't be. I don't know. Like I feel like they should be in the 20s, but I don't know. I mean, their lineup's obviously thrown together because it's a rebuilding type of year for them. But I mean, the veterans they got, obviously they got Bader now. What's his name?
Severino.
Who was the other pitcher?
Marte. Oh, pitcher. I don't know, but
Like what? Oh, Sean Manaea.
yeah. I mean,
nothing
think-
like yeah.
Obviously got Edwin Diaz back. Yeah, I think it's a little bit generous, maybe, but yeah, I mean they've got the top end talent for sure, so they still could be close to a wild card, maybe.
Yeah. 15 Cincinnati Reds. Similar to, I feel like they're similar to like the Marlins and like Tigers. They're like, I don't know. I mean, obviously they got De La Cruz. What's his name?
Matt McClain.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of young guys. I mean,
yeah, that's the thing. They got a bunch of young guys. I mean, their pitching. They got Hunter Green.
picked up Montas.
Yeah, Montas.
Nick Lodolo. Pitching's going to be a struggle again.
Yeah.
Alexis Diaz, I believe, out of their bullpen.
I mean, they just lost. Noelvi Marte.
Oh yeah, PD suspension there. So I guess that gives more playing time because they had a bunch of infielders. But that gives more playing time to the other ones, the other prospects. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think the Reds could be exciting this year, to be honest. Yeah. Pitching's going to hold them back, but I think they could fight for the division once again. They were close to a wild card spot last year. Yeah, I mean, we're at 15 here. I think that's what 12 teams make the playoffs. So they're going to be borderline wild card again. Maybe make it.
Yeah, 16s make it, right?
Yeah, 3 division leaders, 3 wild cards.
Yeah. 14, San Diego Padres. I think getting Cease definitely helps out that rotation, and it's not even that bad. I'm curious to see this team because obviously it feels like they got half the Yankees guys they had. Because I think Michael King's taken on a role as a starter this year. Obviously, Higgy will get some playing time. I don't know. I mean, obviously, they still got Bogarts, Tatis, Machado. I don't know. They should be. I think similar to the Cardinals, like expectation wise. Like, I don't expect them to have a season they had last year. I definitely think they should be better, but I mean, their division's pretty tough too.
Yeah, to me, they should be like them and the Giants should be closer in the power rankings. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They'll probably be competing for second in the division. So,
13, Minnesota Twins. I mean, obviously, they've been a weird team. I mean, they made it last year. And, I mean, Carlos Correa has been, not disappointing for them, but I think definitely not what they paid for, at least lately. But he had some good play in the playoffs. But, I mean, if he comes back, I mean, Buxton Buxton just can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I
really
mean,
just the problem. I mean, really, any of them can't. Correa can't either.
yeah, I mean, pitching's still pretty good for the Twins. Obviously, lost Sonny Gray, but yeah, I think they're definitely the clear favorites for that division. But still, I don't, I wouldn't be surprised if a team like the Tigers, um, or the Guardians, maybe, or even the Royals, like fought for the division. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, the Twins, similarly to the Guardians, I feel like they're always just like middle of the pack, maybe
Mm-hmm.
top 10 at sometimes. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely need Buxton to be healthy.
Yeah.
I also really like Edward Julian.
Mm-hmm. 12. Chicago Cubs. I can I like. I'm glad the Cubs are relevant again. Playing well. I think definitely signing Bellinger capped that off this spring. He had an amazing season last year, and I mean they still got obviously Suzuki, and then they still got what's his name?
In the
Um,
outfield, Ian Happ,
no, well yeah, him
uh,
too.
Dansby Swanson,
Yep, Dansy Swanson. That's
Nico
what I said.
Horner.
Yep, they got a
I
decent team.
forgot where did where did Candelario go? I don't think he re-signed with the Cubs. Maybe the Nats? No, no, no. Did he go to the Nats?
Mm,
Reds. He went to the Reds.
yeah.
So yeah, they don't have him anymore. But yeah, I think the Cubs will be solid. Um,
I
added
think
Imanaga too.
yeah. I mean, they're still probably like we said the favorites too to win that NL Central. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a good spot for the Cubs. I mean, if you're a Cubs fan, you probably can't complain from past years. So I don't know. I mean, good for them. Like I said, I'm happy to see them there. 11, the Mariners. Kind of surprising the way their season went last year. I feel like they were projected pretty well. Kind of disappointed a little bit, but I mean, this year I think they'll be back too. I mean, with Julio Rodriguez, they got Polanco too in the offseason, which I mean, he's kind of getting old, but he'll still be good.
Second base position, they've been looking to like secure a guy for a while. So he could be solid in there. He can hit for some contact, a little bit of power too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's still a really good roster. J Rod's he's just going to keep getting better too. Um, yeah, I think this is definitely a borderline or probably a playoff team, borderline maybe wild card, most likely. You got the Astros as well in that division.
mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they got decent pitching too with Castillo.
Oh yeah, their rotation's insane. Castillo, George Kirby, Logan Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm missing guys too, but yeah, they're good.
Cracking the top 10. The runner-up for the World Series, the D-backs, Arizona Diamondbacks. They were obviously they shocked everyone. Um, they got a bunch of young guys too. I think though I don't know. I really don't know how they'll be. I mean, coming off that World Series trip, I don't know. I mean, I don't see them getting
They
back.
they were, I think this is a fair spot for them in 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
obviously, you might expect them to be higher just because they made the World Series, but um, yeah, I think this is a fair spot. They're still young. Got a lot of interesting, exciting pieces. I still don't think they're like a powerhouse. Yeah, but they're up there. I think. I still don't think there's anyone in that division competing with the Dodgers, though.
Yeah, no, not at all. Number 9, second AL East team, Tampa Bay Rays. I mean, really, just feel like any AL East team gives us problems, but the
That's
Rays,
four in the top 10, four AL
yeah,
East teams in the top 10.
it's crazy.
Of course, man.
Rays just, I don't know. I feel like they frustrate me because, I mean, do they really have any superstars? I guess now, obviously, they got some stars like Rosarena. But in the past, I guess, couple years, they just got these guys they just bring up and obviously coach well, and they just play good.
Yeah, I think they're just a well-run organization. They're always going to be at least like solid. Some people are pretty low on them right now,
Mm-hmm.
but here in the power rankings, still have them in the top 10. Um, might be a little high. I don't know. They're probably still a borderline. They're probably like a borderline playoff team. I'd say they're firmly in the wild card hunt. Um, they may not have like superstars, but I think they've got a lot of guys that have a lot of talent that just are underappreciated. Um, but obviously, no McClanahan this year, no more Glass now, no more Franco. Uh, still, but you still got Rosarena, Yandy Diaz, Paredes. So they're going to cause us some problems too. Their pitching is always good, so no matter who they put out there, it's probably going to be good.
Yeah. At number 9, the other AL East team, the Blue Jays. Obviously, Gosman's not gonna be ready for opening day, so they won't have him. But I don't know. I don't know. I never really trust the Toronto Blue Jays, at least in the playoffs, and I think they've shown that recently. I don't know. I just like I don't know. I mean, they obviously lost. They lost Chapman. I think that's like a bigger loss than people realize. I mean, I don't know. They're really just banking on Vlad and Boba.
Yeah, Vlad's definitely got to have a lot better year if they want to be good. Yeah, I think the division in my eyes is between the Orioles and the Yankees. The Blue Jays could make a fight for it. Blue Jays and Rays could make a fight for it. Um, but yeah, I think Blue Jays and Rays are probably just a little bit like one step below.
Mm-hmm. Number 7. So 3 in a row with AL East. Your New York Yankees.
Oh man, that makes me look like a fool, man. I just put the Rays and the Blue Jays with each other, and now we're right next to them. I don't know. I mean, obviously we've got bias, but I I really like uh, what we have for the most part. Um, there's no I don't know, like there's the top end talent of Soto and Judge is not many teams are beating that. So um, yeah, this is I think in my eyes a little bit low, but yeah, I think the Yankees 7. I could see how people are seeing that, especially with Garrett Cole going to be out for a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe Garrett Cole. I don't know. I mean, being out, obviously, that's going to take a toll. But like you said, we still got Soto and Judge. I mean, I think we talked about it in obviously some of the past podcast episodes, but the offense should pick up the slack for the pitching. Different than last year. We relied on the pitching so much because there was no offense. I mean, we saw this in plenty of spring training games. The pitching give up 4 or 5 runs, but the offense scores 8 to 9 runs and we win the game. So, I mean, I honestly, I feel like you have to expect more from this offense than the pitching. I feel like all the pressure has to be on the offense. I mean, we still got a decent bullpen. We still, like we referred to earlier, we don't need our pitchers to be the heroes. They just got to play the roles. We still have guys. I mean, even Clark Schmidt, as much as he's inconsistent, like if he just plays his role, can give us 5 to 6 strong innings, even if he gives up 3 to 4 runs. Like, I mean, the offense should be capable of scoring, putting up runs. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
7th spot. I mean, obviously we're in the top 10. I mean, you'd like them to be at least top 5, but I guess with the Garrett Cole news, I don't know. I mean, 7's not horrible, but obviously with Soto, you'd expect to be higher. But I don't know. I mean, just thinking about the teams that are probably ahead, they're also very competitive. But I don't know. With Soto and Judge, I feel like you got to be top 5 at least. I don't know. So at number 6, the Houston Astros, which I don't know. I mean,
I think putting them ahead of us is disrespectful.
yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I'm not. Obviously, they're always good, but I don't know. I just, they don't really like. I mean, Jordan Alvarez scares me, but I don't know. I mean, Michael Brantley retired, which doesn't affect it too much, but he was a starter. I mean, I don't know. They're still gonna be good, but I feel like we should be ahead of them. I mean, if they get Blake Snell, then I'll be like, all right.
Yeah.
But
I mean, obviously they did get Hader, but
yeah,
Bregman and Altuve are getting older. I mean, Kyle Tucker's insane. He's going to be there, but I feel like their pitching, their rotation is a little weaker than it has been in the past.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, unless they get Blake Snell, I feel like they should be below us for now. But I mean, yeah, they're still a top 10 team.
Yep. So hitting the top 5, the World Series champs, Texas Rangers. Obviously, I don't know. You'd think, oh, World Series champs, they should be number 1, but I don't know. Their rotation's kind of. It's so up in the air right now.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Scherzer and DeGrom are dealing with, their issues, and then Monty's probably not coming back. So, I mean, obviously they got Evoldi and then Dane Dunning, but I don't know. I mean, they still got a good team. I mean, obviously top 5 says that, but they're probably not the usual World Series or champions, that are usually still reigning the crown.
Yeah, I think they still could be there back in the World Series. I feel like with your rotation up in the air, that's definitely a limiting factor. 5, I'd say, is around fair. Maybe you put them 4 or 3, be fine too. But 5, I think, is fine. Yeah, definitely a team that could make it back to the World Series.
Yeah. Coming in at number 4, Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, this team is always just, at least lately, they're competitive. I mean, they have a great team all around. I mean, they just extended Zach Wheeler. So, I mean, the rotation's still going to be decent. I don't know. I mean, they're good.
Yeah, no doubt. You've got I feel like there's your two clear top teams in the league, and then from like 3 to like 7 or 8 is like a little bit of a jumble. Like you could kind of mix them anywhere, and it wouldn't be too much of a surprise.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think this is fair for the Phillies. Um, I mean, I don't know, regular season Phillies, maybe they're not fourth best in the league, but uh, I don't know. They're still, yeah, their roster is still insane. So uh, they'll be probably similar to last year.
Mhm. I'm gonna at number 3, the final AL East team, the Baltimore Orioles. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. They were always just the worst team in the AL East, and now they're one of the best teams in the league, and they just got they did such a good job, like just like with their prospects, like for them all to be up and doing well, and I mean Jackson Holiday might be their starting second baseman in opening day, and like they got even more prospects on the way up. Like, I mean, it will be interesting when I think all these guys want to get paid because they will not be able to keep all of them. But obviously, right now, is their time to shine. But I don't know. I mean, look at them in the playoffs this year. Like, obviously, their experience showed, you know, they got eliminated. But I'm sure this year, with Corbin Burns, that does not help. That makes them even better. And to get that veteran guy in that clubhouse is huge. So they'll definitely be competing for years now.
Yeah, I think this is a clear playoff team. Obviously, I mean, they're third in the power rankings. People are obviously expecting them to be really good. Um, they're even if they don't win the division because it is a tough division, they'll be in the wild card. I think they'll have a year in the playoffs under their belt. Most of these guys. Then you bring in a clear ace. Then you've got younger pitchers still developing. Your hitters are, most of them are studs. Um, Definitely be a tough team to beat for the Yankees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Number 2, the Los Angeles Dodgers. A power, like they are such a powerhouse. I mean, getting Otani. I mean, I forget they even have Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Like, no one's really talking about Yamamoto just because of Otani. I mean, what they got Teoscar Hernandez too. Freaking
Yep.
Glasnow. Like someone said I saw like if he can pitch, it's like 100 something innings. Like he could be up to the Cy Young race.
Mm.
You know, I don't know. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
they moved Mookie Betts too to shortstop, so that will be interesting.
Yeah. I think between the Dodgers and the Braves, like who are obviously going to be number one, like you're splitting hairs. Like
Mm-hmm.
in some ways to the Dodgers, maybe it's a little disrespectful because you've got Otani, Freeman, and Betts, who are 3 of the top 10 players in the league.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Braves and you'd say probably the only guy in the top 10 is Acuna. And then maybe like towards the back, you've got back of the top 10, you've got like Olsen or something. But
Mm-hmm.
you've got 3 of the top 10 players of the league on the Dodgers, an insane rotation, uh, and a bunch of guys around them that are going to be really good, or yeah, at least solid. I personally, I'd put the Dodgers at 1, but I don't think you can really be mad with them putting the Dodgers at 2 either.
Yeah. And like you just referred to, obviously the Braves are 1, and yeah, I think they're pretty tight. Like they're neck and neck. And I mean the Braves, thing about the Braves is like they have such a complete team, similar to Dodgers, but like they like locked up all the like I don't know how they did it, but like every guy is on long-term contracts. Like they'll be good for years too, like just like the Orioles. But yeah, I mean obviously they got Acuna, Olsen, and they also got Chris Sale, who looks really good too. He's had a good spring to add to that rotation. So I think, yeah, they're definitely gonna be close. I think, yeah, I feel like you gotta just put the Dodgers at 1 just because of Otani. But I don't know,
Yeah,
like the Braves,
I
just like, yeah,
yeah, I'd agree to put the Dodgers in at 1, but yeah, the Braves are. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt they're going to win the division.
mhm.
Um, yeah, Braves, scary team, but will they be able to get it done in the postseason? That's the big question for them. Um, I think you're looking at like easily 100 plus wins for the Dodgers and the Braves, and then after that, you might get a couple more teams that do it at the most. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting because the NL the top tiers NL teams are really strong. AL has a bunch of teams that could contend. Um, yeah, so I think this season will be really fun. We're getting really close. 10 days away from opening day. Uh, man, I'm ready.
Yeah, I can't wait. Obviously we play Houston, got the series there, but yeah, I just think this off season, it's just the season's so anticipated, especially after last year. Like just seeing like Soto in spring training, I think it's just hyped it up even more. But yeah, I mean, we're looking forward to that. We're excited to be, on YouTube now too. So we'll get this going. Like we said, we're experimenting it. And once the season starts too, we'll have the weekly videos up and rolling. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean that's really all I got for today.
yeah. Excited to be on YouTube, as you said. Please let us know what you think of it. Definitely going to be trying to be on more platforms now. We got our TikTok going. Go check us out. Look up Pinstripe Press. Instagram, we're active. Um, now posted on YouTube. Still going to be on Spotify. So um, a lot of things to come from us. So we're excited. Hope you guys are excited. Season's coming up. We'll be back with more episodes soon. Yeah, so I think that'll wrap us up.
Go Yanks.
Peace.